Well, you can't see me, but you can hear me. It's 2:50, 2 o'clock, 2:50. Yeah. Yes, yeah, 2:50 in the morning. Sounds funny. But I keep thinking about stuff, and I'm like, oh, I wish I had that in recording. But I'm so tired. Oh my god. That's okay. So today, I was supposed to go to physical therapy, and I was anxious about it. Because I can just know that there's going to be tension in the air. Because I told him he need his permission to go to the chiropractor. And I really, really, really... I don't want him to use any more modalities on me. They don't work. Use your hands. That's what I want to tell him. Anyway, so went out to the car to go to my appointment. It wouldn't start. I've been sitting in the house for a couple days. I haven't got out of bed all weekend. I didn't get out of bed. And it's been cold out and rainy. So I haven't been going anywhere. If I walk and it's cold and rainy, and I haven't gone anywhere. So anyway, it wouldn't start. So I saw some people across the way. They were raking leaves. And I walked over there. And I told them the car wouldn't start, and I asked them if they would help me. A guy named Ward, he helped me jump it. First, he located the battery. It was tucked away in passenger side part of the car. Car frame, whatever. The windshield wipers are just right under there. Covered. What the fuck? I hate this car. Monty picked out a 2013 Mini Cooper. I told him I did not like that car. And he got mad, and he would always fight me on it. You're getting that car. I fucking hate that car. It's a European foreign car. It takes European oil. It costs $119 for an oil change. Oil change is only $34. If a typical car, it'd be like $34. Take it to Walmart. No, $119. Ridiculous. And then you can't find the fucking battery. And then you have to take the car basically apart to change the fucking battery. And then people won't help you. Well, I guess in a way they helped me, thank God. But it's like pulling teeth. So my car wouldn't start. Ward came over, jumped it. I was like, what should I do? This has never happened. I just got this car, blah, blah, blah. He said, you need to take it to O'Reilly's or Napa or Advanced Auto Parts and have them test it. And if you, but if I take it to Mini Cooper, they would charge me. He said like $300 to change the fucking battery. Because he had to take all that off. And I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck? He said, but if you take it to like an O'Reilly's or whatever, it'd be more like $150. I'm like, what the fuck? Fuck this car. Oh my God. It has 2 speedometers. You don't need 2. I think a speedometer is one. I see how fast you can go. Fast you're going. Yeah, 2 of them. Does not have an oil light. So if the oil's low, the dipstick is like a plastic. I don't even know. I've never seen one before. But I can't read it. Oh, the light. There's a tire low light. And I've checked the tire and it's fine. I probably need to check it again. But it's always on now. I hate that fucking car. Anyway. But Monty always talks about how much he loves it. He loves that car. He's even going to trade in his car for a Mini Cooper. Go for it, buddy. Fucking hate that car. $5,000 that he wanted me to get a loan for. Oh my God. Okay, anyway. That's a whole nother story. So I took it to O'Reilly's. He looked it up. Looked up a battery. I called my dad. My dad didn't answer. So I said, okay. I guess that battery will do. But I didn't purchase it yet. So I went out to the car. Oh, no. First we went out to the car. We looked at the batteries or whatever. But we went out to the car and he tested the battery. And it was dead. No, not dead. It was a bad battery. He said it was a bad battery. That's what he said. Anyway. And I asked him, how do I go about changing this? I said, could he help me? He said, no, they cannot remove any part of a car. Just the part itself. I'm like, okay. I said, well, can I do it? And you just tell me what to do? And he said, yeah. So that's what I did. So he talked me through it. He said, you need to remove this bolt and this bolt. Okay, and he let me borrow some tools. I needed a 10 millimeter or an 8 millimeter. I used one of them. I think it was a 10 millimeter. And I was having difficulty taking one of the bolts off. And he took over. It was nice. Even though technically he was not supposed to help me. But yeah, he took over. Because I wasn't doing it right. And I even, like, they gave me the tools. I'm like, okay, cool. So I went out there. And the little socket thing had 4 edges. Well, the bolt part had 6. Like, what the fuck? And then the other part of the socket was just a whole bunch of ridgy. I didn't know what it was for exactly. Whatever. Didn't really pay attention to that one. So I went back in and I told him, like, dude, 4 sides, 6 sides, not gonna fit. And he was like, turn it over. That goes to the other end of the ratchet. And he used the side that had just little pokey thingies looking. Oh, okay. You're probably looking at me like, this girl is stupid. Anyway. So, it was the plastic part did not want to budge. It was like attached to the windshield, and he was trying to be gentle about it to get it off, and I was like, fuck this shit. I hate this car. So I just yanked on it, and it came off. He's like, okay, well, we need to go purchase the battery. Okay. So I went in, was going to purchase the battery, 1-year warranty for $140. And then my dad called, and I asked him, told him what was happening, what was his advice. Oh, before, when I called him and my dad didn't answer, I told the guy, hey, I'm going to call my dad. And I said, I can ask him because he's still alive. I think that kind of was a weird statement to him. But Ashley, my best friend from cancer camp, her mother died. Her mother died. She had surgery on her stomach. And she died a week later. So the fact that I could call my dad and ask him is extreme gratification. Very thankful. And he told me to get an Interstate battery. Apparently, Interstate batteries, the brand Interstate, they last longer, and they usually have a longer warranty, but they are more expensive. My dad explained that if you go to a Interstate battery store and ask them for blemish batteries, I think that's what he called it, it's either it's been sitting on the shelf too long or a couple other things. But anyway, he would sell it at a discounted price. He could get his for $80. So I asked the people at O'Reilly's, I'm like, do you guys have an Interstate battery store? And they just kept talking about places that sold Interstate batteries. The brand, just the batteries. I'm like, no, it is in Kansas. That's one of the, there's a lot of perks living in Kansas. But the geography out here brings me peace. If I can just get away from fucking pieces of shit. That drain my energy is just insane. Anyway, they don't have an Interstate battery store in Oregon. They hadn't never heard of it. So I said, okay. So he told me about he said, I think the people across the way sell Interstate batteries. I said, okay, cool. I'm going to go over there and talk to them. So I went over there, and no, they do not sell Interstate batteries. Usually people who only sell Interstate batteries there are the ones that work on boats. What the fuck? Yeah. But he went online, and I'm like, hey, can you look up where would one be? You know what I mean? So he found Sherwood Auto Repair, about 30 minutes away. So I called them, and they luckily had the battery that matched a Mini Cooper 2013. Thank goodness. So, but it was $230. Thank the Lord I had enough money to buy the battery. So I went there and I asked her if I could borrow some tools so I could change the battery. She said no, because each employee has to purchase their own supplies. So there wasn't really tools of the companies that I could borrow. And otherwise, if they did it, I'd have to pay them labor. So I was like, well, maybe O'Reilly's will help me. So I went back to O'Reilly's. They said, no, we cannot help you because you did not purchase it from us. I said, okay, bet. So I went home. When I got home, my battery had died on my phone. And there's no light in the garage. So I had to wait for my phone to charge a little bit. No, I went and I tried to find the flashlight to charge, and the flashlight was dead. So I had to charge that. Oh my God. So anyway, after my phone charged and I could turn the flashlight on it, I went out into the garage and I was looking for my trouble light. Nowhere but to be found. Then I was looking for my tools. One of the drawers to the toolbox was able to be opened and it was empty. But the other drawers I cannot get open, and I don't know where the key is. Monty would always fuck with my keys and take them off. Anyway, luckily, the sockets that I needed were there. So, during this time, I text Monty and asked him where my shit was. And I told him that he needs to replace my trouble light. And he said, I've never seen that before. And, I told him all you do is take. You know that? All you do is fucking take. Because I couldn't find my charger. I had a van that always died. I always had to disconnect the battery. Always. When I go to work, when I got home, always. Otherwise it would die. And I'd have to call somebody to come jump it. Thank God they would do it for free. So I bought a little charger so you can jump your car. It cost me a little over $100. And it's not here. So I blew up his phone and I asked him. He would not answer. He would not answer his phone. He said at first he didn't know. And then he said maybe it's in his car. Motherfucker took my shit. I told him, well, you need to go look. He said, I'm not getting up right now. Rush to do that. I'll get to it. I said, you know what? Every time you told me to do something, you want me to stop and do something. Do it right then, that very moment. So don't expect me to rush either. And then he was like, what do you need it for? Did your car die? I said, yes, it died. And I explained to him that battery died. I went and bought another one. They wouldn't help me replace it. Now I'm having trouble getting it apart. He's like, oh, so you need me to come help you. And when you say, fuck me, the universe shows you your ass because you treat me unnecessarily. Treating me like this. So the universe is showing you, I don't know. I don't know how he worded it. Basically, he's telling me that you get it. Oh my God, I'm so tired. 20 minutes talking. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Anyway. He said, so you need my help, basically. After you're acting like a bitch and blah, blah, blah. And I said, no, I don't need your help. I can get somebody else to help me. So I did. His name is Brian. I met him when I first moved here at the dog park. He started his own business. He does installs garage doors. He said he worked for a guy for 13 years installing garage doors. And when COVID hit and all the stores closed and everybody went into hiding, basically, his boss still wanted him to go from house to house. And he told him no. Wait a couple weeks at least. And he fired him. 13 years that he worked for him. Just like that, he fired him. So Brian, he took it upon himself and he started his own business. I'm very proud of him. My dad did the same thing with exterminating. He didn't get fired, though. The guy just kind of handed it over, I think. Well, that's how my dad became an exterminator. He said that he never wanted to be an exterminator. He doesn't really find much joy in it, but he likes the lifestyle it gave him. He makes his own schedule. He only works during the summer, so he doesn't have much income. Well, he does. I mean, it sustains him. But he's such a saver that his house is paid for because he bought a fixer-upper. That's my dad. He buys shit and fixes it up. Or he buys supplies. He gathered wood ever since I was like 10 years old. He gathered so much wood, I became a pro at pulling nails. Not kidding. But he used that lumber and built him a huge shed. Huge. By himself. No joke. By himself. I'm very proud of him. Anyway. I told Monty, no, I don't need your help. He kept asking, do you want to come get me? I said, no. I can have somebody else help me do it. He said, better not be that fat fuck. Tim Bell. He was a very good friend of mine. He's the one that sold me the van and helped me during my mental breakdown and my medical leave. During my medical leave, when I was here last time. Yep. Because out of everybody that I text, he was the one that Monty chose to go off on. He called him, and Tim basically told him, well, you're a cheater, you're a woman beater, and then something else I don't remember. So, of course, that stuck with him. So he hates him. Hates him with passion. That fat fuck better not be over there, blah, 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 blah. So he's not over here. Ever since you threw a little fit, I haven't talked to him. Actually, that's not true. I started calling him a lot, and I'm like, you know what? I can't do that because my phone number is on his phone bill, which I pay for, so he can see everybody I call. So I stopped talking to him. Anyway, so Brian came over and helped me replace the battery. Because I was trying to do it and I couldn't get the bolt off. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is it just stopping? I couldn't get the nut off. So when he came over, you could just lift it up and take it off. You didn't have to take the bolt off all the way. And I didn't know that. But it was nice that he was there because he could lift it. Those batteries are heavy. Oh my God, they were heavy. Oh, Monty had to point out the fact that I don't clean. So you know what? If it bothers you that much, then clean it yourself. He said, well, I do everything over that. He goes, I'm the one that does everything over there. So you don't do shit. All you do is bitch about it. That's it. He bitches and bitches and bitches. If it bothers you, clean it. I told him that. I'm 37 years old. I'm going to live the way I want to live. You do not pay my bills. If it bothers you, you clean it. And if you don't want to do that, don't come over here. Because he's like, you don't clean. I said, you don't work. What's your point? Then he sent me a picture of a dirty toilet. I said, that's not my bathroom. He said, yeah, but your bathrooms get pretty close to it. No, actually they don't. And if they do, they do. Nobody comes over here. Nobody comes to my house. Nobody. Except for him. I don't know anybody. And the people I do know, they have no reason to come to my house. Anyway. I told him I found somebody to help me. He said, oh, a neighbor. I said, no. He said, it better not be Chris. I said, who the fuck is Chris? He meant Tim. Yeah. I said, no. He said, well, I offered to help you. I said, well, your help comes with abuse, and I'm good. He said, abuse? He does. I said, why would I invite you over here so you can talk to me crazy, make me feel worthless? I'm good. He said, why would I talk to you crazy? I said, you always do. He said, I don't know what he said. Just shut the fuck up or something. I don't know. I said, see, just like that. He does not know how to talk to me with respect. He doesn't. So I'm done talking to him. Anyway, I'm going to talk for 30 minutes. Hopefully I got what I wanted to say off my chest. All right. Good night.